I am back from my trip now, and it's the first day back at work. And I'm using this day just to settle in because I don't know about you, but my brain, it's a big shift, right? I was only there for a week, but I'm needing time to settle in. So I've ordered delicious, healthy takeout for lunch. Didn't bring my own. Also, the entire house has no food. So there's that. But not applicable. I wanted to show you, I first want to show you what my bag looked like while I was there and what I was carrying with me every day. I get a lot of questions. So many questions. Every single time I share about my trip on Instagram, there's always someone that says, how do you find the time? How do you find the time to journal while you're traveling? And the truth of it is that it kind of revolves around my journaling. When I travel, I like to visit coffee shops and pretty places. There's nothing like that where I live. It's a very, German town, kind of like straightforward, not a lot of pretty, just utilitarian, if I can say that. But so when I leave, I just want to sit in pretty coffee shops and journal. Like that is the point of my trips. I also go by myself usually, and if I'm not by myself, then I'm with someone who's also creative and who also values chilling in a coffee shop. Sometimes they journal with me, and that is glorious. Sometimes they paint. This trip I had with me my friend Rachel, who is an artist, and she made really cool art, and it was really cool to travel with her too, because when you see the world as an artist compared to when you see it as a human, I don't know, but like when T and I go on a trip together, he doesn't see the same things that I see, and different artists don't see things the same way either. And so Rach would say things she had spotted that I hadn't even spotted, and due to her seeing that and sharing that with me, things became more beautiful. And seeing the way she interpreted the exact same trip that I was on made my trip more beautiful, and I could see it from different sides. And so like most of our days, we went for breakfast, a long breakfast, and we had lots of coffee. And well, not lots of coffee, we had 1 cup of coffee. The one day we couldn't decide between 2 cafes, so we just went to both. That felt like indulgent. That's my indulgent. My indulgent is not shopping or going to see all the different sites. My indulgent is sitting in a coffee shop with my journal out there, laying it out on the table and creating. And better coffee shops for me are the ones that you feel comfortable doing that. Usually when people are in a cafe, they'll just sit on their phone. So why not just be on your journal? I don't think the waitresses don't care. I used to be a waitress. I wouldn't have cared. I would have thought it was cool. No one looks at your shit. No one's really interested. It's just a nice way to spend your time. So I'm going to go through my journal as it looks like coming home. There are kind of 3 stages to my journal: before the trip, during the trip, after the trip, obviously. And before the trip, it is pretty bare. I'm just making sure I have space. I'm making sure there's anything that I want to pull from if I want to pull from it. So like ephemera, because Berlin is such a special city to me, I love having Berlin specific ephemera. I do the same with Paris, but if it's a new place and I don't already have that, then on the trip, that is when I create. That is when I'm creating. I have different ways of creating while I'm there. This time I actually created less than I would have liked, which is amazing because I created a lot while I was there. I think this time I drew a lot more. I wanted to draw a lot more. And by the time we got back to the hotel, we were kaput. We were done. There was very little journaling that was done when we got back to the hotel. And often that's when I create a lot, especially the drawing, because drawing for me, I do it from photos, I don't do it from real life mostly. Not really that good. I like to use a ruler a lot. I like to measure things out because I am the daughter of a builder, and so like the architecture and like getting things precise is important to me, even though I don't. Like I measure everything out, but then it's never correct. But anyway, it doesn't matter. And so that involves a lot of thinking. And gluing things down doesn't involve thinking for me. That's straightforward, and that's the way I do it. So yeah, let me get my baby out here. I used this as my travel pouch. So this is a Delfonics pouch. There's a smaller size, and I think there's a bigger size, but this was expensive as hell. I know Tiffany Julia has a template on how to make it, and if I had any inclination towards sewing, I would have done that. This is like deeply expensive, and I don't mind spending money on these kinds of things because I use it a lot, but this was expensive. Anyway, that being said, it's nice. Is it the best? No. Like, I do not use all these pockets. I really don't use it to its full capacity because I don't need to separate my things mostly. The main thing that matters to me when I'm using something like this, usually I just use like plain pencil bags, but the main thing that's important is that it fits my journal. Right. Got my journal in. Just realized I think I left my watercolor palette in the hotel. Okay, and then there's just like a mess, like a hodgepodge mess in there. You can see tissues in here. You can see a hair elastic, always. One of the 2 watercolor palettes that I took with. And then just like a bucket load of pens. So when I'm drawing, I love different thicknesses for pens. This is not this one. Wait. These ones. Okay. Usually I use this bad boy and more like a ballpoint pen, but this time I went for the fine tip because I wanted a watercolor, and these are waterproof. I did make a video going through the stuff that I took with. I'm looking at it now and I'm trying to see if there was anything that I didn't use, and I did not use anything. I travel a lot with my supplies. I feel like this was a heavy supply trip. It was definitely a heavy ephemera trip because I brought a bunch of ephemera with, and a bunch of pictures, vintage pictures of Berlin and stuff like that. But I used everything. I used this once. I thought I might use it more, but I took it because I feel like this is one of the colors of Berlin, but I didn't see it that much this time. This time it was more yellow. So if I took a yellow, that would have been better. So these are the supplies. These are my supplies. This is how they were left. Okay, in this bag. Oh, there are a few extra ones. You know, this Delfonics bag has all these pockets that I just don't use. I kept my washi in here for a bit, but didn't work. Oh, there's a toothpick. Gross. Unused. Don't worry. It's unused. Not from this drawer. But yeah, I don't find that they work that well. I kept my eraser and my glue tape and my washi tape in here, just so that they were easier to find, but they kept coming out because, you know, this would go upside down and everything would come out. So unhelpful, but I like this rough texture. I did use it a bit to clean my water brush. I thought that was cool, but that's it. I also didn't use this as much as I would have liked to, but I think if I was using brown paper like I often do, then that would have worked out well. And these bad boys were, you know, the stars of the show. And this guy, surprisingly, love him. Oh, yeah, obviously. You know what? I felt like a genius because I brought an extra one, but I didn't ever use it. So This is the ephemera that was left at the end. This is the stuff that I brought with, and then these are just extra ones, so I can show you. It's a receipt, a page that I really liked and I like to put in, U-Bahn map, a very cute looking receipt, and then white paper, which I was using to draw on and then stick into my journal. This I purchased there. Hehehe. Let me show you what the journals looking like. I always recommend taking one of these. These things are amazing, and it just keeps everything together. You know, this guy likes to pop open, and I keep him closed, and it also works as something to like flatten it over time. I'm not sure if it helps, but yeah. So this guy did not hold up well, which I kind of knew. I'm not sure if I'm going to take it off or what. But yeah. I kind of like this minimal part of this. I think I'm going to leave it there. I wanted to write a bit about arriving there and what I did and the drama that I put us in. I'm not sure what I want to put there. This is a watercolor page, so I would like to do a drawing of some sorts. And I think this is, usually I'm like completely finished with my journals, but I'm not this time. And I think this is like the only properly finished page. It's like a lot. I sat and drank coffee and sketched that out and added watercolor. Too much watercolor. I'm not like a watercolorist, and so, very busy page. And so I just stuck that over there. It's essentially more of the same, but it felt too much to me. I like white. Okay, this guy's finished too, but yeah. I like this little pocket that I had. I've written here what I want to put there, and I've written here what I want to put there. That's what I use my pencil for mostly. I really like labels for adding to this. Like there was some text under there that I really was not into, and so I just put that over. Other thing that I did a lot this holiday is to add in pages. So, this journal, I should have known it wasn't big enough. I didn't bind it big enough, and so I just used washi tape to add them in. Also this was added in, and then I stuck this down because I didn't like his back. Other fun thing I love with travel journals is I love drawing something on a piece of white paper, like you saw there. I had those white pieces of paper, and then sticking them in. It just makes them a little bit more special. Love freaking maps, love free maps even more, love drawn artist maps even more, so haven for that. I need to write there. Got some writing, lots of business cards. This I glued in, and then I added this, and I wish I had a waiter with that because I ended up going there, and that would have been cool to put on that day. And then there is some more of that, drawn on another piece of paper and stuck in. I find that also like makes things super easy. This is obviously vintage. And this, oh my gosh. So one tip that I have, a big tip, is that you need to ask for paper. I asked the people there if they had a business card or something. That's what I tend to collect, and they did not have a business card. And then the owner, because we had sat there for hours, he's like, wait, I just got a shipment of stickers. I don't know if you'll be interested in it, but I've got them. And I was like, hell yes, I'm interested in that. And I got this, and it's amazing. And then I just sketched something because I want to draw that there. Here's another sketch that I did of this amazing building with amazing street art on it. And I wanted to draw it quite small. I wanted it to go on this page, and you can see there's writing there, but it didn't really come out, and I refused to make it black. I like the outlined one, and so I just did it on this, and then I'm going to cut that out and stick it here. I also got really tired of drawing the bricks there, so I just gave up halfway. I don't usually do that. I love bricks, but too much. Some more writing about the ones that I want to sketch there. I've got this extra ephemera piece that I thought might work here nicely, and it might flow into a sketch. I really, really like images that flow into sketches. Do I have one here? I kind of do. I'll show you. This is pure collage. I like this page. I used this with that. I bought a book from one of the shops, and I just used that paper, and I found like this color and yellow is just so, well, this strip at least, so Berlin for me. I just like looking out for color palettes. Okay, another thing. This I'm just leaving as is. Like I'm just leaving as is. Back, it's got lots of writing. And then, you know, I also added the sticker. I cut up the sticker, collage of stickers. The stickers being cut up. Added some here just to continue it and make it cohesive. And then I just drew a rectangle because I want to draw the train over there. I think that'll look cool, especially because it's yellow. I might, no, that will be black and white, I think. I guess enough yellow in there already. And I also like folding things over to the next page. Right, another postcard that I got, and so I'm going to use it as an insert and add it with some washi tape. But it is easier to draw on things that are loose. It's not necessarily easy to draw in a journal, and so that's going there. I played around a lot with this, but this is what I was talking about with like incorporating things that are already there in the drawing. So this is going to have tiles in it and stairs in it when it's done, and so it's going to look more in. But I just love that. More writing about what needs to happen. There's so much stuff that I still want to draw. A lot of writing. I like to make sure, like this. This was when we went to Berghain, and we aren't allowed to take photos there. And so as soon as I got out, I made sure that I quickly wrote a bulletproof list so that I wouldn't forget. Sometimes, I think sometimes the words are more important. Because this is Berghain and because this is going to be writing, I'm going to just leave this page, or I'm going to write on this page. I haven't decided yet. Photo booth things, which are typical bin. I was sweating like hell there. Keeping this simple, I think it's done. And then I've also got this, which is just such a great color. And I think I've got, I cut this out from a ephemera that I had, and I thought this goes well together. But this guy will also work well if I wanted to add another page. I wasn't sure. And I kept this little trimming of him, for cohesiveness. Some more paper. This had some other branding underneath, so I just stuck it on top. And to make it not look like I just stuck something on top, I added another thing to make it look intentional. And I made that a sheet too, because I knew what to do right there. And that's what it's looking like now. I'm going to, I'm going to give myself maybe a week to finish it, because I know if I don't finish it within the week, then I'm not going to be interested in finishing it at all. But yeah, that's what this journal's looking like now. I guess it's time to finish it and to add the drawings that I wanted to.